Hi everyone, welcome to Tangle Time Arts. My name is Nana Heron and I'm a certified Zentangle teacher. And it's day 9 of the Inktober Tangles, and we are looking at Winterli. If you're just joining us, you can get a packet um, put out by Stephanie Jennifer at Everything is Art, and the information, the link is in the description. And every day we are learning to draw a new tangle, which is like a structured pattern. And day 9 features Winterli, which is another beautiful floral or botanical tangle. Um, and this one I thought maybe we would try um, to make a wreath on a Zendala. So we have a black pen, a number 2 pencil, a tortillon, and a white Zendala. If you do not have one of these, you can draw a circle in your sketchbook or on some white paper. It is 4 inches in diameter. You'll also need something to draw a circle with, either a compass or something like this, where we can just draw a circle in there. And if you'd like to add color at the end, I have some gel pens and colored pencils. So, this demo is going to be a little bit longer than the others because Zendalas kind of take me a little bit longer to to fill it all in. So, let's get started. You'll need your pencil, the Zendala, something to draw a circle with. So I'm just using tape and I'm kind of centering it and looking to see if it's centered. Um, and then once I'm happy with that, then I just take my pencil and draw a circle inside. All right, and we have something like that. And then you can set your tape aside and pick up your black pen. So Winterly is really it's a lovely flower tangle with petals. Um, and it starts from the center and you work your way out. So anywhere on the circle that we just drew, we're going to start with one flower here. And I'm going to start over here. And you're just starting with a dot, which is going to be the center of our little flower. And then we draw these little, they kind of remind me of fescue, but they're going to be the center of our flower. Kind of like if you're looking at a real flower, the part that's called the stamens. It's like a little stem with a little ball on the end, and you get some pollen there. Once we have those in, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, but you might have 6 or you might have 8. Once you have those in, we're going to draw 3 petals to begin with. And those are kind of drawn, I want to say kind of like in a triangle shape. So we're going to draw 1 petal, and then we're going to draw a second petal and a third petal. They're similar in size, and they're um, about half the length of my pen cap here, so maybe like half an inch. Once we have our first 3 in, then we're going to draw 3 more petals, but these petals are behind the first 3. So we're really only drawing the part we would see. I'm going to rotate a little bit. So The tops of these are pretty much even with the original petals we drew. Pretty much, but not exact. Okay. And once we have our petals in, then we're going to draw a little petal detail, kind of like the petal is folded over onto itself. And that's just a little wave in there. And we're just going to put that on each petal. Kind of looks like a little hill. Um, all right, so we have one flower in there. And then I'm going to kind of, before I go to the next step of the Winterli, um, I'm going to draw in a few little of the leaves. But before I do that, I'm going to kind of put dots where I want the other flowers to be. And I thought I would do 3 of them. So I'm going to put one over here and one kind of over here. And then going back to our first one, anywhere there's like a valley, I'm going to put their little heart shapes. But those are actually going to be our leaves. So you can finish those off leaf-like, or I'll put another one in here. Or you could just add at the bottom a little bit of ink, like that. We're going to add more of those, but first I'm going to draw another flower over here. So we have our dot, fill in the little stamens, which is kind of like fescue, a line, and you can make them longer if you like, or shorter. Stick another one in there. Once you have as many as you like, because there's no real rule to that, then we'll draw in our petals. 1, 2, 3. And then we'll draw the petals that are a little bit behind. 1, 2, and 3. Like that. And then our little details here at the top of the petal. And we have 2 of the flowers in. And then I'm just going to add some more of these little, they're hearts, but this is kind of my take on it. Uh, and as I go, then I add some details. Um, like that. I'm working my way over to this one here. And I'm just tucking these hearts in wherever there's kind of a little valley. When I get closer to my other one, I'm going to draw some heart shapes out from that one as well. go back and fill in some detail and kind of rotate to see, is there somewhere else that I would like to add some more hearts? All right, so we're on our way to working our way around. I'm going to add some here. And let's do this. And your little heart leaves might be thinner than mine or wider, or you might have more of them. And I think at this point, I'm going to stop adding leaves for a moment. I'm going to rotate around and kind of look and see what we have. And I'm going to go ahead and add another another flower here. So let's see. Yeah, let's do that. And I forgot to mention the name of the artist, the CZT who created this one, and that's Ute Andresen. I hope I pronounced that right. But thank you. Um, this is so sweet. So we have our little lines. I like to make mine squiggly, but yours could be straighter, longer, or shorter. And I think I'm going to put my first petal in this way. 1, 2, 3. And then we'll put in our other 3 that are a little bit behind. So these ones are kind of like half petals. But if you look, they kind of make a circle, or they would fill in a circle, right? And then we'll put in our details here, our petal details, I guess. And you could switch that up. It doesn't have to be like a bump or a hill. You could do something actually like this if you wanted, which is kind of cute too. So you can play around with it and do variations. And again, make that your own. Um, I'm going to now go a little bit this way and add a heart going out from this one. And let's see. This is kind of, these two are gonna kind of meet. So let's do this and stop there with that one. We'll rotate around and let's see. We don't have a valley here, but that's okay. We could maybe do like a partial heart and then work off of that. Um, and then come back around here, and I'm going to come off of there. And I'm just going to add a few more. And this is just kind of your personal preference, how many leaves you would like to add or not. Once we have that filled in and we have a nice looking circle now, a nice looking wreath of our Winterli. Isn't that sweet? It's so cute. We can add some more leaves around each Winterli, if you would like. Some of you might just like it the way it is. But if you would like to add more, you can rotate and then just kind of decide where you would like to put those. And you don't need them everywhere. Um, and I think that's it for that one. I'm going to come around here and put a little one in there. So there is a lot of rotating with this one, just because it's a Zendala and uh, rotating helps you decide where to place things. And we'll come over here to this one. I'm not sure this one really needs any extra ones, so I'm going to leave that like that. Um, Something else I would like to add to our little wreath here, are orbs, just simple orbs. Um, so I'm going to come in and anywhere there's kind of a little space, I'm going to put in a little circle, which is an orb or a perf, um, and go over that twice. And then I like to fill in the little spaces that are kind of left there. And with orbs, again, it's a matter of personal preference, how many you would like to add, what size. You can try to make them all the same size, or you can have some that are bigger or smaller. But I like to add them to a project like this because there's just something about them that's so cute. And rotating definitely helps you see or visualize where you would like to put more. And you can always come back to an area too. I'm going to put another one right there next to it. So we have two. All right. One in there. Do we need something? Maybe we'll put one here. All right, let's see where we're at. Um, okay, in this area here, I'll put one. And we'll tuck one into here. It kind of looks like they're being held in by the little leaves. And do we need another one? Yes, yes, we do. Right there. And how about here? All right. I think that looks sweet. That's so cute. All right, let's do a little shading. Oh, I forgot to fill that in. Let me give it a once over here. I think we're good to go. We're going to do a little bit of shading. And for shading, I like to add some, so you need your number 2 pencil for this. I like to add a little around the initial dot, like that. And then I like to go in and add some to these areas where there's petals behind the other petals. And then I also like to add some here where the petal is folding in on itself, because I feel like that would be a darker area. Like that. So let's finish shading our winterly flowers first, and then we'll go back to those little leaves. And these were our variation ones, so we're just putting some graphite under those as well. Same principle, they just look a little different. All right, once we have graphite on that, we can take a look at our leaves. And you don't need a lot, just at the bottom of your hearts where it's kind of a point. You could add a little bit of graphite. Rotate as you go. All right, I think we made it all the way around. And we're going to take our tortillon. So we're going to blend these areas first. Then we might go back and add a little graphite. We'll see how this looks first. So we want to get our petals. And this one I didn't have any graphite, I guess I forgot. But because I have enough graphite on the tip of my tortillon, I could just add it with the tortillon. All right, getting our flowers done first. Okay, once we've done that, we can go back in and get the little points of the leaves. Um, and this is really quick. It doesn't take very long at all. Because they're small and we don't have to add that much to it. Okay, so now we have this. At this point, we can add some color, which is what I'm going to do. I am going to take a picture really quickly though. All right. Just because it's so cute and I do like it in the black and white. Um, but I want to add color. So I am going to pick some colors. Now I did splurge and get a box of 24 with the Crayola. Those of you who've been with me for a while, you know I usually use my box of 12, but I did splurge the other day and I got a box of 24, and you can get these anywhere, like at your local Target or Walmart or Myers or your grocery store too. Like we have Jewel Osco here. So you can pick these up pretty much anywhere and they're pretty reasonably priced. Um, so if you're looking to add color, this is a good option. Okay, so I am going to go for my flowers. I am going to go with pink, and it's just called pink. For the center of my flowers, I think I would like to add, it's not going to show up very much, but I'm going to go with the golden yellow. And for my leaves, let's just go with the yellow green, I think. Or should we go with, how about we try jade green this time? Yeah, let's switch to the jade green. All right, so I have 3 colors. And I'm just adding a little bit of yellow to the centers here. Because we added some graphite already, it's going to be pretty dark, but that's okay. Let's do something like that. And then I'm going to take the pink, which is just pink, and I am going to shade in my petals, color in my petals here. And I'm just laying that in really lightly because I feel like these flowers would have like a blush of color. Um, of course, if you're not a fan of pink, you could choose something else like a peach, or maybe you want them to be yellow or some other color like a lavender. So I really just want them to have a blush of color. And then once they have that blush of color in there on these parts here, I'm going to go in darker. Some of you might want to leave these lighter and go darker in here. And that's perfectly fine. That's a choice that you can make. But I am going to add a little bit of extra color in here just by using pressure. Okay. And now I'm going to move on to the next one here. I'm just quickly coloring these in. Very light pressure here, using a circular motion. So when you have a little bit of color, just a blush of color, then you can deepen some areas just by using pressure. And we'll add a little bit here to the centers. Like that. And now I'm already on to my last one. Like I said, I really liked it as a black and white piece, but I just thought for tonight we'd add a little color. And instead of ink, I thought we'd use colored pencil because sometimes I like to switch things up a bit. And also because I feel like this would be just a little bit of color, not too bold. All right, once that's lightly colored in, we can go in with pressure just to some areas. All right, so we have a little bit of color for our flowers. And then now the sweet little leaves, we're going to add a little bit of color to them as well. And that's just with this jade green. So I'm putting it in pretty lightly, but kind of at the base of the hearts, I'm adding a little bit of pressure. Let's go back and pick up this one. Yeah, I like this jade green with this pink. I think they go well together. All right, let's go over to this area. Go back and get these points a little bit darker. That. So both the flowers and the leaves just have a little bit of color. It's not overpowering, it's not bold, it's very subtle. Um, okay, we'll come down to here, finish this area. I'd be interested to know what color, if you're coloring your winterly flowers in, what color you chose. There's so many beautiful colors to choose from. Okay. There, we have those filled in already. That's cool. I like it. Now I'm going to take the number 2 pencil again, and I'm just going to add some shading along the outside here. Well, it's the outside of the inside, right? So it's just a very light layer of graphite all along the inside edge, kind of like creating a shadow. And I'm going to do that on the outside as well. Now would be the time if you wanted to add a few more orbs, you could. So we'll take a look, and I feel like I could add a couple more orbs. Once you get that graphite in, you won't be able to do that. So yeah, I'm just adding a couple of them. And I think that's about it. So I just wanted to let you know that if you felt like you wanted to add more orbs, you can absolutely do that. But once you put this down, the graphite, then there's no going back. And just gently work your way around. I'm just using circular motions here to put the graphite down. Not much pressure at all, just letting the pencil do the work for me. All right. And then we'll take our tortillon and we will blend that out, starting on the inside here. And again, it's just mostly circular motions and tiny little circles. But as I make these, I'm kind of pulling it this way towards me. So I start right next to the ink line, uh, and it's just a circular motion, but at the same time, I'm pulling it towards me. It takes a little practice, but once you get the hang of it, it's pretty easy. The more you shade, the better you get at it. I see an area in here, and this is where you have to make a decision this area between leaves, I can either leave like that or I can ink it in, and I'm going to ink it in. I don't think I have any others like that, but it's entirely a personal preference. Um, all right, once we've made our way around, we are going to do the same on the outside edge here. All right, cool. So that's colored in, it's shaded in. And the next step, if you're happy with this, this is totally, I would consider it done. So yeah, if you liked the black and white one, you could have left it like that. If you like it subtly colored in like this, you can leave it like this. But you can take it a step further by adding a little sparkle or a little metallic to it. I'm going to um, default to my current favorite gel pens, the Altitude ones. Um, I've been using these for a couple of months and they really seem to go the distance. Um, so I would like to add a little sparkle, and you can do this in a number of ways. And one of the ways would be to add it to the little orbs. Now I do like them white, but the whole point of doing the demo is to experiment and show you how to switch things up. So we're going to add a little bit of color to our orbs. I'm using the gold um, gel pen, and I'm just inking that in. Be careful when you work with gel pens because sometimes they take a while to dry. Um, and again, it's personal preference. There's other colors in there. We could have gone with the reddish one. Um, or the copper colored one. I just went with the gold one today. It's a little bit of color there. And another thing you could do is I'm going to take the green one for this, is you can add some little tendrils here. And those are just kind of like squiggles here and there. And you kind of just randomly put them in wherever you kind of feel like there would be one. So that's a few on the inside. And then let's put a few on the outside. like that. So you have a few little tendrils in there. I put these in so you can see ahead of time if you would like to do that or not. So you decide how far you want to take it. There's no right or wrong here. It's all personal preference. And the way I see it, you won't know unless you try it. So sometimes you just have to try it and then decide. So that is today's project with Winterli and adding some color with colored pencils and gel pen. And we did that on a Zendala. So we put this pattern in around and made kind of like a little wreath. How cute is that? And actually, you could write a little message in there if you'd like. All right, so let's finish up here. I'm going to put my initials in there, my chop on there, and I'm just going to find a little place where I can tuck it in. And I think I will tuck it in right here. Like that. And I think it's dry, so I'm going to flip it over. I like to put my name and the date. And it's Inktober. Day 9. And this is winter, like the season Winterli with an L-I by Ute Andresen. CZT. All right, awesome. So we have our cute little wreath with the sweet little winterly blossoms and the heart-shaped leaves. How cute is that? So that was a big project, kind of a long project, but definitely fun. And it was fun experimenting with the color and the gel pens. But again, I also liked it as the original black and white. So let me know what you think. Let me know what colors you try, if you try color, and I will see you tomorrow for day 10. Thank you so much for joining me. Oh, one last thing, a big shout out to Stephanie Jennifer for putting together Inktober Tangles. I'm having so much fun. And I hope you are too. See you tomorrow. Love you guys.